security message, USS Canali to USS Cheyenne. We are under attack by Borg forces. Repeat, Borg forces. We intercepted 2 Borg vessels heading on a direct course for Sector 001. Subspace signal is too weak. Navigator to warn Starfleet Command. If you can read us, do not, repeat, do not send help. We are last. Warn Starfleet. The Borg have returned. Repeat, the Borg have returned.
Oh, 0730 means 0730, Cadet. Sit down. First, the captain wanted me to convey his regrets for not being here himself. As I'm sure you've heard, Starfleet is amassing an armada in Sector 001 to defend against the latest Borg incursion. Our ship, is on her way to join them. Starfleet has successfully defeated the Borg twice before, and we have every expectation of successfully stopping them now. However, given the probability of armed conflict, the captain has ordered that all non-essential personnel, including visiting Starfleet cadets, be transferred off the ship to a safer venue at the medical research facility on Marnus 3. Please have your gear packed and be at Shuttle Bay 3 in 30 minutes. Dismissed. Cadet Furlong. A moment, please. The captain has denied your request to stay on board, Cadet. I'm sorry. The massacre 10 years ago at Wolf 359 was a great tragedy for the Federation. I was only 1 year out of the academy when it happened. A lot of my classmates died there. Now, each year I get older and they stay the same. I understand your need for justice. I'm sorry. Shuttle Bay 3 in 30 minutes.
Temper, young man. What would your father say? How old were you when your father was killed? 9, 10 years old? And you're still not over it? Perhaps I should introduce myself. I imagine you've heard of me, though. Q. It's short for Q. It was I, you know, who introduced Picard to the Borg. And it's because of me that 10 years ago the Borg came to Wolf 359 and found that fleet of ships and found your father and killed them all. At 0800 hours during the Battle of Wolf 359, the USS Righteous, such a noble name, Righteous, was hit by an unknown Borg weapons discharge and vaporized. Vaporized. Whew. No trace. Nothing to bury, nothing to mourn. The Borg took it all away from you in an instant. I understand your desire for justice. They don't, though, do they? But I do. You want action. You want to avenge your father's death. You want to kill Borg. What's sentient, yet still barbaric bipedal hominid wouldn't. You can run away with the others like a scared trog, or you can come with me, Cadet. The choice is yours. Maybe you didn't hear me. I'm offering you a chance to go and kill some Borg. Do you want to or not? It looks like I misjudged you. You're only interested in saving your own skin. And to think I went to so much trouble to arrange it all.
Come on, Cadet, you're... Q! Intruder alert, Deck 6.
Don't even bother. Excellent choice, monsieur. Keep the phaser, you're going to need it. And take this too. Be careful now. Don't lose it. I only made one.
Time!
0758, sir.
Keep those phasers firing, and where are my photon torpedoes?
Armed and ready, Captain.
Have a look. They can't see you.
Let's see if we can shake them up a little, Ensign.
Initiating Delta attack, sir.
I'm reading a small weakness in the shields.
Shields are holding fine, but power is down 10%. Weapons having no effect.
Damn, they've adjusted their shields already.
Why is it always the difficult species that are the most adaptable?
The Borg adapt their environment to suit their needs. True adaptability involves changing oneself to suit their environment.
I'm so glad you cleared that up.
Recognize this place? You should. You keep a picture of it on your wall. The bridge of the USS Righteous. Your father's ship.
The Tolstoy just took a major hit.
This is him, isn't it? Well, I can see the family resemblance.
I think she's pulling away. The Kyushu's coming on strong. Melbourne and Saratoga have lost power.
Tolstoy, Kyushu, Saratoga, Melbourne. Recognize the names? Do you know where you are, cadet?
Captain!
Intruder alert.
Security, isolate the ops console now.
That's right, 10 years ago, Wolf 359.
Security!
Look at him. He's barely older than you are. He shouldn't be in security. But 4 hours ago, the real security officer, Lieutenant Sprint, was killed, and this first-year ensign had to take his place. And because of his inexperience, everybody on board, including your father, will be killed.
The phasers are useless. Just isolate the panel now.
If Lieutenant Sprint were still alive, he might be able to save the ship. But he's been dead for 4 hours. No wonder they don't want him on the bridge.
Come on, can't you move faster?
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Thaddeus Quint. He actually tried to save Sprint's life, but as you can see, he failed, the old goat. Well, what'd you expect? He's a doctor, not a security officer. Still, if he had only had a little more creativity. But he didn't.
He's bypassed the security lockout.
Doctor, he's dead.
Shield mutation is shifting on its own. Shields are dropping.
Uh-oh. I need shields back up now.
Death in battle. If he were a Klingon, he'd be ecstatic.
Ooh, I like this guy.
Captain! There's a tight beam transmission going directly to the Borg cube.
Computer is uploading data about emergency transporters.
Anyone near Jeffrey 6? We need manual power rerouted through the secondary couplings.
It's too late. The Borg cube is firing.
Evasive maneuvers.
So, now that you've seen your father die, are you ready to avenge his death? Or would you like to try something different? How about a chance to prevent his death? Lieutenant Sprint was killed 4 hours before the Righteous even got to Wolf 359. But if the good Dr. Quint had been able to save Sprint 4 hours before, then Sprint would have been able to save the Righteous, and you would have grown up in the loving company of your father, and all for the want of a horseshoe nail. What say we give the old goat a second chance to save Sprint's life? You're not afraid of a little space-time continuum meddling, are you, cadet? No, I thought not. Shall we? This is Lieutenant Sprint. Do you think he knows he's gonna die? I don't think so. Don't bother saying hello. Just makes saying goodbye that much harder.
Time, Mr. Furlong.
Oh, 400 hours, sir.
Is the cube within sensor range yet?
Coming up now, Captain.
Match speed, stay with it.
Setting a pursuit course.
Shields up.
Intruder alert.
Sprint, look out!
Shall we dance? Come on, Sprint. Make a choice. Oh, now that was clever. I turned you into Lieutenant Sprint, so I could be Quint and save you. Him. You. Whatever. So that you could save the Righteous. And then you go and you get yourself killed anyway. I mean, really, it's not worth meddling with the timeline if you're just going to make things worse. I hope you're not one of those passive contemplative types. Try again. Excuse me, am I mistaken? But isn't there a Borg on the bridge trying to control the ship? What are you gonna do? Scan it to death? Quint wasn't clever enough to think of it. Good thing I am.
The Borg cube is pulling ahead. It's ignoring us completely.
Match speed. Keep us within close range.
Remember, Sprint should have died right here. Everything you do in his place from this moment on changes history. Invigorating, isn't it? Meddling with fate.
Lieutenant, are you all right?
Sprint? He's an ox. Nothing scares him.
And nothing hurts him, isn't that right, Lieutenant?
There are all kinds of pain, Lieutenant. Don't let the fact that you are Bajani prevent you from acknowledging the hurt.
Oh, please.
Captain, coded message coming in from Admiral Hansen. He's ordering us to proceed with all speed to rendezvous with the rest of the fleet at Wolf 359, requesting us not to engage the Borg. Until then, maintain radio silence until contacted.
Helm laying a course for Wolf 359. Pull ahead of the Borg cube and then match speed.
Aye, sir. ETA at current speed, 4 hours, 5 minutes.
Good. We don't want them to get there before we do. And Targus, get that thing off my bridge.
Yes, sir. Security alert!
Shoot her! Shoot her!
Sprint! He's in control of tactical.
The phasers are useless.
Captain, we're hailing the Borg ship. Shields are dropping.
Uh-oh. There's a tight beam transmission going directly to the Borg cube. Computers uploading data about emergency transporters.
The Borg are firing! We're gonna die! And it's your fault. Well, I hope we're learning something from our little mistakes. If I told you to jump into a Signian vortex, would you do it? You're a sentient being of sorts. Try using this. You know, all this space-time manipulation does take some effort on my part. It's not that easy. I'd appreciate it if you'd make a little effort, too.
Captain, he's hailing the Borg cube.
Shields are falling. Borg cube is firing. Well, I hope we're learning something from our little mistakes.
He's got control of tactical.
Phasers are useless. Captain, we're hailing the Borg ship. Shields are dropping.
Uh-oh. There's a tight beam transmission going directly to the Borg cube. Computers uploading data about emergency transporters.
The Borg are firing! We're gonna die! And it's your fault. Well, I hope we're learning something from our little mistakes.
I'm okay.
Definitely dead this time.
Then get him definitely off my bridge this time. Mr. Sprint, reconfigure your security console so you can control Tactical B. Then meet me down at the computer core. I want to secure this ship in case the Borg try and board us again.
Good shooting.
How about quick thinking, Quint? Good work, Quint. Nobody ever gives me any credit for anything I do.
That's because we don't like you, Quint.
I think we can all save our hostility for the Borg, where it will be better placed, don't you?
Let me ask you something, Baraka. Do you just spout these platitudes, or are you deluded enough to actually believe in them?
Come on, Quint. No matter how hard you try, you're not going to change my mind. I still like you.
He kissed me. What are you staring at? Oh, of course, your father. This must be strange for you, knowing he may be about to die, knowing this may be your only chance to talk to him, tell him all about yourself, about the years since he died. I wouldn't if I were you. When he looks at you, all he sees is Lieutenant Sprint. I don't think he'd understand.
Hey, Sprint. What, are you having one of your Bajani trances?
See?
Lieutenant Sprint, the console, please.
Hey, if you're just gonna stand there and do nothing, why not try learning something?
Sprint, what's the first thing they teach you in systems tech? Make sure it ain't plugged in. I'd say that must have hurt, but I know you don't feel pain the way humans do. Just be careful.
What happened?
I don't know. I think he grabbed the power nodule.
What?
How is he, Doc?
I'm sorry. You're just too stupid to live. What do you think this is supposed to be? Jewelry? It's a special gift from me to you. There's no other tricorder like it in the known universe. Use it!
Sprint, I'm the one whose brain cells have been rewired, not you. Where's your mind? It's a good thing you only touched the delimiter.
You got a 1 in 3 chance now. Care to try your luck? Or do you want to double check?
Sprint, I'm the one whose brain cells have been rewired, not you. Where's your mind? It's a good thing you only touched the delimiter.
What happened?
I don't know. I think he grabbed the power nodule.
What?
How is he, Doc?
I'm sorry. He's just too stupid to live.
Andropov to Sprint. I'm waiting for you down in the core room, Lieutenant. Now!
It's just his way. You'll get used to it.
Yeah, but I'd still hurry if I were you. The captain definitely does not like to be kept waiting.
You do know how to get to the core room, don't you, Sprint?
Please key in destination code.
need to learn to make better use of this equipment.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting the difficulties of dealing with your limited humanoid mind. If it's not right in front of you, you don't notice it. I've given you a tool to see beyond the superficial veneer of reality to a deeper level of knowledge and understanding, and you ignore it. I should be hurt. But then again, I'm not the one who keeps getting killed.
You're not making very good use of your time.
Oh, thank you, my good man.
Sprint, we're waiting.
I believe you're wanted in the computer core control room.
Oh, mercy.
Why? Because I can.
Hey, buddy, I guess I beat you down here.
Mr. Sprint, I am a very tolerant captain, except when it comes to punctuality. I suggest you become more familiar with this ship's layout so you don't keep us waiting again. Do I make myself clear?
We were trying to route all of the ship's controls through the security systems as an extra precaution, but something kept rejecting all of our attempts to access the security programs. And that's when we found this.
It's obviously Borg. But how did it get on the ship? And what is its purpose?
It seems to be tied in directly to the security systems, locking us out.
Question is, how do we remove it? Sprint, you're the security officer. What do you think? Mr. Sprint is right. Until we know more about Borg technology, I don't think we should make any attempts to interfere with the implant directly.
Captain, we were within transporter range for only 6.7 seconds. I don't see how the Borg transported to the bridge and implanted the circuit unless...
Unless there were two of them. If there is another Borg on this ship, he's found a way to screen against our usual senses. I'll get Targus to scan against anomalies. See what you can do to help.
Targus, enough. You've got the scans so sensitive, they're going to alert us if a particle of dust falls.
If that particle of dust falls off a Borg, then I want to know about it.
You're too cautious.
You're too lax.
Sprint,
tell
him. You know, if it weren't for me, you guys wouldn't have had any fun at the Academy.
If it weren't for me, you guys wouldn't have graduated from the Academy.
What?
Oh, Lieutenant Furlong, Lieutenant Sprint, and Ensign Targus. Somehow that's not quite how I pictured it.
That's not your fault. Every time I see that thing, it reminds me of how much courage it must have taken for you just to be here. And of how much we both owe Sprint. Just don't let Sprint hear. His head's big enough already.
What exactly do you owe him? You'll spend the rest of your life a slave to technology.
I'm not a slave to it. In 6 months, a year at the most, I won't even need this.
In 3 hours, 4 at the most, we won't even be alive. Unless we're Borg.
Dr. Quint is testing the boundaries of the humanoid ability to maintain affection for him, which he thinks he's not worthy of. So what he does is he tries to make everyone dislike him.
Well, he's very good at that.
He's right about one thing. We could end up as Borg, and I know the last thing I want to have happen to me is to be assimilated into the collective.
We won't let it happen. To any of us, better dead than Borg. Agreed? Even Quint.
Not even Quint deserves to be Borgified, but the Borg definitely deserve Quint.
We got him. Somewhere in Jeffrey's Tube 6.
Sprint, Furlong. Take a couple of fully charged phasers, flush out the Borg, and neutralize them. Understood?
Yes, sir. Reading's not clear. He's been through here. Magnetic resonance traces. Okay, one of us has to go, but somebody should stay in case he went through and doubled back. Whoa, 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 whoa. I said one of us, I didn't say you. You know, you may be head of security, but I do outrank you. Yeah, it's only by 3 weeks, but I think that would stand up in case of a court-martial. I'll tell you what.
Nah, that won't do much of anything.
Oh, Sprint.
You're dead. 500 million gigawatts will do that to you.
Definitely tied into the security system. It's analyzing code. It seems to be going through some sort of encryption sequence, like it's trying to rewrite. It's trying to crack the self-destruct key code.
Self-destruct program initiated.
What the hell? Computer abort self-destruct.
Self-destruct in 10 seconds.
Bridge, override all security systems.
I can't, Captain.
5 seconds.
I'm locked
4,
out.
3, 2, 1. Self-destruct initiated.
What the hell?
Computer aboard self-destruct.
Self-destruct in 10 seconds.
Bridge, override all security systems.
I can't, Captain.
5 seconds.
I'm locked out.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Meddling with things you don't understand again? You know, I think I'm learning something here. Hubris. That's what I don't like about you people. Your ignorance of the working of the galaxy is unparalleled, and yet you continue to blunder ahead as if you knew what were going on. The Borg, on the other hand, really seem to know what they're about. If only they had more personality. In fact, if they had any personality, I might consider spending more time with them. But for now, don't touch what you don't understand.
Well, if you're not gonna play, sprint behind you! Ah!
Surprise. Didn't you hear what I told you? He cheats. You can't win. Didn't you hear what I told you? He cheats. You can't win.
I win. Watch your back.
Bad idea. You see, there is another Borg, and he's waiting in that corridor for whoever comes out first. Poor Dad. I hope you don't feel guilty. Remember what you said. Better dead than Borg.
Kill me. I win. Watch your back.
Bad idea. You see, there is another Borg, and he's waiting in the corridor for whoever comes out first. Poor old Dad. I hope you don't feel guilty. Remember what you said. Better dead than Borg.
Kill me.
Good try, but you see the Borg are clever in their own monolithic way. They adjust 2 hits from any phaser, and they all know how to shield themselves against that frequency. You have to adjust along with them. You did say you wanted to kill Borg, didn't you? I like the irony of it. But aren't you forgetting someone or something? Rise and shine. Rise and shine. If it looks like a Borg, walks like a Borg, and sees like a Borg, then it must be a Borg. You're wondering what you're feeling? That's pain. No Borg is an island unto himself. Every Borg is part of the whole. Filling your mind, telling you what to think, what to do. Welcome to the collective, cadet.
Borg designate bird of Borg. Absorb, destroy, obey.
Time to go assimilating.
What have they done? They've adapted to the frequency settings of our phasers.
So. You just called your fellow Borg up to the bridge and had him assassinate all your friends. Don't feel bad, though. If it ever goes to trial, you can always claim the collective made you do it. This time, try not to get caught. Oh, and by the way, your father cheats.
Is it dead?
I'm getting intermittent energy readings, but they're marginal. Maybe we should try removing some of the circuitry just to be sure.
I say leave sleeping Borgs lie.
His eyes just open.
Could be some kind of autonomic response. They're firing! Targets, more power to the shields. Get somebody up here to take over security.
Shield strength is down 40%. 50. They're draining shield power.
Nice going, Cadet. Your indecision caused the collective to attack the ship. I'm starting to wonder about you. Maybe you're just not up to saving the universe.
Shields can't hold. The next hit could do it.
Evasive maneuvers.
On the other hand, that's a great thing about being omnipotent. I can always give you another chance, as long as you don't bore me.
Shields are gone. They're firing.
Oh, and by the way, the game is rigged. I don't think so. You just called your fellow Borg up to the bridge and had him assassinate all your friends. Don't feel bad, though. If it ever goes to trial, you can always claim the collective made you do it. This time, try not to get caught. Oh, and by the way, the game is rigged. How does that human poem of yours go? For each man kills the thing he loves. Some do it with a phaser blast, some do it with a... Things just aren't going to work out for you if you keep letting yourself get Borgified. Oh, and your father? He cheats. Nighty-night. You just called your fellow Borg up to the bridge and had him assassinate all your friends. Don't feel bad, though. If it ever goes to trial, you can always claim the collective made you do it. This time, try not to get caught. Oh, and by the way, your father cheats.
Captain, there's a tight beam transmission to the Borg cube originating from the bridge.
It's Sprint. Kill that Borg.
Sorry. Better dead than Borg. Oh, and your father? He cheats. What do you say, Cadet? Once more into the breach?
They've adapted to our phaser settings. Good idea. Retuning the phaser to a higher EM band frequency. You're right, they probably already adapted to the old ones. Nice shot. What did you think I was gonna do, cheat? Let's go see what this circuit can tell us. I'm just not getting anything useful from it. Maybe if we hooked it into the ship's computer and had it analyzed.
I'd like to know more about it first. Can't you interface your tricorder with it?
Maybe, but I don't think I'd get any more information. Sprint, what do you think?
Good guess, Ensign. Logical, intuitive, decisive, but wrong. Try again.
The tricorder's having trouble gaining access to the data. The circuit is designed with a pretty standard neural interface, though, like some of our medical implants. No, it just can't seem to... Well, I guess that's all we're gonna learn from this.
It's too bad. I bet there was some really important stuff on that Borg circuit. Maybe you should try something else.
It's too late to try something else, Quint. The circuit's already fried.
It's not too late if I say it's not too late. This one's free. Don't do it.
Who ordered battle stations?
No one, sir. It's being initiated through the security program.
The implant.
The ship's data core is being uploaded to the Borg cube. Emergency transporter information. Shuttlecraft specifications.
Stop that comm signal now, Lieutenant.
Sir, I can't. The Borg implant must have its own subspace circuit.
Shields are dropping. The Borg cube is firing.
This thing is amazing. It has information about places, systems, even people. Look at that. Did you know that Counselor Baraka was a champion horse jumper?
Sprint, what do you think?
Idiot.
What? My implant.
I don't understand.
Ensign Targus's implant works along the same basic principles as the Borg circuit. She might be able to interface with it.
No. You can't possibly be suggesting that Ensign Targus be allowed to interface with the implant.
Nobody is suggesting anything of the kind.
In truth, Captain, interfacing with the implant would be somewhat like autoneural stimulation, an experience which Ensign Targus is quite familiar with.
Exactly the point, Captain. Ensign Targus's neural implant is designed to counteract the side effects of that kind of neural stimulation experience. This kind of neural input is...
Does anybody mind if I join in on this discussion? You're all talking about me as if I weren't here.
Ensign, the long-term effects of your recovery won't...
Counselor, the concept of long-term effects loses its meaning when the entire Federation is in danger of obliteration. I'm ready.
I think it would be best if the ensign were immobilized during this.
Do it.
You could have waited till I sat down.
I could have, but I didn't.
No. I want Sprint to do it.
Whatever you have to go through, Targus, will be there for you.
Counselor, I've already been through hell and back. I don't think this could be any worse.
She's in agony. You've never had to deal with pain, have you, Sprint?
Shut up.
Assimilation! Technology! Channels! Subspace channels! The Borg implant taking over systems! Communication with collective! Jam systems!
The Borg implant is getting its orders from the Borg collective. How do we jam the signals, Targus?
Shields. Modulate mutations. 0.6525 of normal. Now!
Do it!
Modulating shield mutation.
The Borg cube is scanning us.
What's happening with those shields, Mr. Furlong?
Almost there, sir.
They're firing!
Mr. Furlong!
Got it.
They've stopped firing.
The shield settings must be in sync with the Borg scanners. They sense us as being part of the collective.
Alone! We are resistances! You will be assimilated!
The shield has cut off the Borg circuit from the Borg collective. We've got to disconnect her.
Kill me.
One more CC of neuroblock and she'll be a vegetable for life. Do you want to be responsible for turning Ensign Targus into a Bolian zucchini? Oh, great. Now I'm dead. Not exactly what I wanted. Try doing something. She's dead. You're not supposed to be killing people, Cadet. You're supposed to be saving them. It is a concept your limited cognitive abilities can deal with, isn't it? Or am I wasting my time with you? Don't disappoint me again. Are you sure you want to do this? You saw what it did to Furlong. But then again, you are Bajani. I'll give you a chance to think about it. All evoke responses are negative. She's as good as dead. No, she'd be better off if she were dead. Maybe you should have just shot her. You want to go back and you want to try that? No. You're not dead. You're unconscious. In a Bajani pain trance. Interesting phenomena. I'm not sure what its evolutionary benefit was for the Bajani. Something like a Terran possum, perhaps. Oh, look. You're regaining consciousness.
Welcome back, Lieutenant.
I guess this means I owe you my life twice, huh, Sprint?
I've never seen anyone go into a Bajani pain trance before. Interesting. You were clearly unconscious, yet your body managed to finish the task at hand. I suppose it's part of the survival mechanism. Quick thinking. Next time, they'll warn me.
While you were out, we did a diagnostic on the computer systems. The Borg implant is continuing to rewrite code.
I'm sending an away team over to the Borg cube to see if they can find anything that'll help us disable the implant.
Targus and I are going, but we could use a third. I don't know if we'll get out of there alive.
I won't order you to go, Lieutenant.
Oh, we few, we happy few, we band of Borg. They're turning this into some heroic escapade, trying to make it impossible to turn down. I'll go.
We don't need you, Quint. We need someone we can trust.
Just like old times, huh, buddy? 3 against the world. Coming? Okay. Here's your phaser. Each of ours has been retuned to a different frequency.
Here, take this.
I don't think we need an emergency med kit. If things get that bad, we're probably dead.
There are many ways to die. Some of them are more painful than others. There's an emergency hypospray programmable for neuro painkillers just in case. You do know how to use it, don't you?
We're coming alongside the Borg cube.
Good luck. Energize.
What do we do?
Let's see what they do first.
What are you looking at, Cadet?
Pretty standard interface. Odd.
Why?
Well, most of the Borg we've seen have direct interface abilities. Why would they need something like this?
Hey, remember, they've already totally assimilated one Starfleet officer. Maybe this is his influence.
Or maybe it's a trick.
Somehow, I don't think the Borg understand the concept of trick. Okay, security. You think you can bypass the Borg lockouts and get us the information we need? They've adapted.
That's the trouble with Borg. You kill one, there's always another one to take its place. You're never gonna figure out how to interface until you learn how to think like a Borg. Kill them before they kill you. Strike first.
Hold on, buddy. I need you conscious. Don't go into one of your pain trances yet.
What is that?
It's something to counteract the Bajani adrenaline. I want to keep you in one of his pain trances.
It's working.
Sprint, I'm sorry about that. You're gonna have to deal with the pain just like the rest of us humanoids.
Come on, we gotta get out of this corridor before more of them come.
But it's got sprint.
Later, that's in order.
Hold on, buddy. I need you conscious. Don't go into one of your pain trances yet.
What is that?
Something to counteract the Bajani adrenaline.
It's working.
Sprint, I'm sorry about that. But you're gonna have to deal with the pain just like the rest of us humanoids.
Come on, we have to get out of this corridor before more of them come.
But it's got sprint.
Later, that's in order.
Designate Beta, Alpha 73. Assimilate knowledge. Interface. Assimilate. Designate Beta, Alpha 73, alert. 2 life forms. Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Alert. Alert. Designate Beta, Alpha 73. Assimilate knowledge. Interface. Assimilate. Beta, Alpha 73, alert. 2 life forms. Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Alert. Alert.
That must be it. Contact terminated with a simulation implant. That must be a Borg time sequence.
No, I think it's a code for accessing the implant. If we can find a way to interface safely with the implant, we can feed it this sequence and then order it to shut down.
If it's anything like this terminal, it's going to look for a Borg signature. Damn, if we still had that dead Borg circuit, we could use that to convince the implant we were Borg.
That's not a bad idea.
But the circuit was fried.
So we'll get another one. There's no shortage of Borg around here. Get that circuit.
To be mounted directly to computer core control room.
You'll be back.
No, Righteous.
The Borg implant's been overriding our systems since you left, but we still don't know what it's doing.
It's rewriting all of our systems to make them compatible with Borg systems.
I thought our shield setting cut its subspace channel off from the collective.
It did, but it's following a pre-programmed set of instructions. We have to give it an abort order, but first we've got to convince it that we're Borg.
How do we do that?
We use this circuit as a buffer in the interface. It has an individual Borg designation. I remember from my experience with it, everything is filtered through that designation.
Baraka to Captain Anderpaw.
What is it, Counselor?
Captain, the Borg cube has just started a series of random scans.
They're looking for us. I don't know how long we have before they find out that we're not actually part of their cube.
The interface looks pretty simple.
Sprint. Attach the circuit to the Borg implant.
No. Let me.
Maybe I should do it.
Mr. Sprint, if you don't wish to attach the circuit, then give it to Lieutenant Furlong or Ensign Targus. You're wasting valuable time.
Targus, you all right?
I'm fine.
Targus?
I'm sorry.
No. No!
Stay back. I'm warning you.
Targus, stop.
Don't you understand? It's not my fault. I had to. Baraka was right. It was too soon.
You're right. It's not your fault, but you don't have to. We can help.
You should have known. You were there with me. You should have known.
Captain, the shields are dropping. What's going on down there?
Help, take evasive action.
It's taken control of Helm.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. You were right. We should have known.
Recognize. Borg designee Alpha Set Alpha of 4.
They're interfacing and exchanging protocols.
Try giving it a command.
Unable to comply. Updating systems information.
It's trying to catch up on what it missed.
Unable to comply. Borg designee Alpha Set Alpha of 4 is no longer a functioning unit.
Disengage that circuit now!
Information assimilated. Retuning shields.
Shield mutation is being altered. The implant has reestablished communication with the Borg Collective.
Bridge! Evasive maneuvers now!
The shields are dropping!
The only good Borg.
We needed a live one. No, Sprint's right. We need a living Borg. There's got to be something we can use on the Borg that'll stun them without killing them.
Do you think you're fast enough? Do you really think that's going to work on me? You'll be back. Maybe more than once.
What were you waiting for?
Portable, programmable, valuable. I'm sure you brought it for a reason. You didn't check the tricorder. I have no biological components. You should have waited for one of the others.
Hold on, buddy. We need you conscious. Don't go to one of your pain transitions.
Furlong, get out of here!
I'm sorry.
You are in a Bajani pain trance. Your friend Furlong wasn't able to stop it. The Borg don't seem to notice, though. They're assimilating you at this very moment. At least this time you won't feel it. Oh, it looks like you're waking up. Interesting. Borg, yet not Borg. Do you feel it? It's different this time, isn't it?
Designate Beta, Alpha Center 3, alert, destroy. Unassimilated life form, destroy, alert, destroy, destroy. Designate Beta, Alpha Center 3, alert, destroy. Destroy, destroy.
What do you think you're doing here? Stopping to enjoy the scenery? This is an important moment. Learn something. You just killed your father. Why did you do that? I told you it was different this time. You have free will. You are really pushing the boundaries of my patience, Cadet.
Designate Beta, Alpha 7-3, back in, destroy, destroy.
Sprint! It's still you. Look out!
Yay! Now that was the right action. Proving to yourself that you didn't have to listen to that nasty old Borg collective. True, you are dead, but now you know something you didn't know before, right? Well then, it was worth the trouble. Right setting, wrong place.
He's alive. Await team to righteous.
Furlong! Sprint! I've got to get Furlong out of here. Hold them off. I'll be back.
Didn't anyone ever teach you to watch your back?
Alert, Sector 6G, 2 life forms, assimilation of Borg, destroy.
Now you know how to disarm the implant. If only you weren't a slave to the collective, you could go back to the righteous and save them. If only.
Sprint! We gotta move out.
But Sprint!
Too late for Sprint. Come on.
G. 2 life forms. Assimilation of Borg. To destroy.
Now you know how to disarm the implant. If only you weren't a slave to the collective, you could go back to the righteous and save them. If only.
Sprint, what have you done?
He sent himself into a Bajani pain trance.
Oh, smart move. Sending yourself into a Bajani trance before you get Borgified. I only hope you're in time to stop them before they Borgify your friends.
Wait! Wait, I think it's him. It's still Sprint.
All right, we'd better get out of here before it's crawling with Borg.
Away team to righteous. 3 to beam directly to computer core. Now.
Wait,
Captain, no, it's all right.
The Borg implant's programming is shutting down, Captain. We have complete control again, sir.
Captain, I have a message from Admiral Hansen. We are engaging the Borg. The Righteous is ordered to remain outside the battle until all first and second line defenses are exhausted. At your discretion. That was all, sir.
And so it begins.
You mean there's nothing we can do?
Not until we're called into action by either the Admiral or the Borg. They also serve who sit and wait, Lieutenant. Let's get a battle ready.
Ugh, I just hate sitting here doing nothing.
Worried that the battle will be won without you, Tarkus?
Worried that the battle will be lost without us.
You overestimate your importance to the situation, Ensign. The battle is already lost.
Keep your cynicism to yourself, Quint.
I'm just telling the truth.
I'm afraid he may be right. Things aren't going very well.
Oh, not you too, Lieutenant.
It's important to have a positive outlook, even in the bleakest of situations.
It doesn't get much bleaker than this.
What?
Nothing. I was just thinking about Kalen.
Kalen?
My son.
What were you thinking?
I think by now all my friends are tired of hearing me brag about Kalen. I'm sure they don't want to hear anymore.
Did you hear that, Sprint? You don't want to hear Furlong talking about his whiny brat now, do you? I don't know what you're staring at, but I don't like it. Just be careful where you point.
Sprint, what have you done?
This hypospray is set to stun a Borg. I don't know what it'll do to Bajani.
I do. It'll kill you. You're a Bajani, not a Borg. None of these settings are going to do you any good until you learn a little something about your own species.
Sprint, what are you doing?
Wasting time. This is not set for a Bajani. I think I need to renew myself in some alternate reality. Come on, everybody, let's go. Such an amateur. Oh, all right.
Come on, Quint. You'll be okay. Just catch your breath. If you just didn't try so hard to make everyone dislike you.
Spare me the psychology, counselor. You don't have the tools to analyze me. Oh! What was that for?
For working so hard to make people dislike you.
And why would I do that?
Because you're trying to prove that they actually like you.
Oh, spare me, counselor. You don't have the tools to analyze me. Hey.
Go ahead.
I guess I was just wondering what was gonna happen to him. He's only 8. No, wait. He's 9. Growing up without his dad, that's gonna be rough.
He'll be all right.
How do you know?
I know, and so do you.
I suppose I do. His mother's a strong woman. She'll see to that. It's just...
Yes.
I won't get to see him grow up. I'll never get to know him as a man. I mean, what'll he be? A poet? A painter? An historian?
A Starfleet officer.
There's so much we're both gonna miss.
And so much you would be able to tell him. Isn't that right, Cadet?
Why do you keep doing that? What are you trying to prove? He's trying to prove that people actually like him.
Oh, spare me the psychology, counselor. You don't have the tools to analyze me.
Your problem is very straightforward, Doctor. You desperately want to be liked.
If I wanted to be liked, all I'd have to do is snap my fingers, and I'd be liked. I'm an omnipotent being masquerading as Dr. Quint. Whatever I want to happen, happens.
Interesting fantasy. All right, let's play that through. Then why don't you?
Why don't I what?
Make everyone like you.
Because I don't want to.
No, because you want them to like you of their own free will. And phenomenologically speaking, you can't force them to do something of their own free will.
Sophistry, Baraka.
Truth, Quint. Let me give you some free advice. If you want to be liked, try making yourself likable.
Ah!
Subspace message, sir. No audio.
Read it, Ensign.
Orders from Admiral Hansen deploying third wave. Attack when ready.
Battle stations. Take us in, Targus. Maximum power to the shields. Spray fire phases. Keep the frequency changing and get those torpedoes online. Time!
07:58, sir.
Keep those phases firing. And where are my photon torpedoes?
Armed and ready, sir.
Let's see if we can shake them up a little, Ensign.
Yes, sir. Initiating Delta attack.
I'm reading a small weakness in the shields.
Shields are holding 5, but power is down 10%. Weapons having no effect.
Damn! They've adjusted their shields already.
Here we are again, back at the beginning. But this time, you are security, instead of that little mouse of an ensign.
The Tolstoy just took a major hit.
Are you going to be able to save him or not?
I think she's pulling away. The Kyushu's coming on strong. Saratoga and Melbourne have lost power.
Tolstoy, Kyushu, Saratoga, Melbourne, all ships that were lost at Wolf 359. Will they be adding Righteous to the list?
Captain! Intruder alert.
Security, isolate the ops console.
At 0800 hours, during the Battle of Wolf 359, the USS Righteous was hit by a Borg weapons discharge and vaporized. It's in your hands.
Security!
Shield mutation is being altered. Shields are dropping.
The Borg cube is firing.
To have come so far and then to lose? All this work and the outcome is the same. The righteous is vaporized, everyone is dead, and why? That Borg wasn't all that smart, you know. It would have been a simple matter to overpower him. You were so close. I know I'm going to hate myself in the morning, but I'm going to give you another chance. It's not that I care. I just want to see how it turns out.
Shield mutation is being altered. Shields are dropping.
The Borg cube is firing.
To have come so far and then to lose? All this work and the outcome is the same. The righteous is vaporized, everyone is dead, and why? That Borg wasn't all that smart, you know. It would have been a simple matter to overpower him. You were so close. I know I'm going to hate myself in the morning, but I'm going to give you another chance. It's not that I care. I just want to see how it turns out.
Shield mutation is modulating. The Borg cube is pulling away, sir. It's ignoring us completely as if we weren't here.
It thinks we've been vaporized. For a minute there, I thought we would be.
Where is it headed, Ensign?
Direct course for Sector 001, sir.
I wonder what chance the Starfleet forces have of stopping the Borg at Earth.
Actually, they will succeed. The Enterprise, utilizing the emergency transporters on the shuttlecraft, will recapture their Borgified Picard and stop the Borg incursion just in the nick of time.
And how do you know that, Quint?
I told you already. I'm an omnipotent being.
Who are you? And what happened to Dr. Quint and Lieutenant Sprint? And what have you done to my crew?
I'm afraid the lieutenant died about 4 hours ago. Not my doing. He was supposed to die. Just as all of you, I'm afraid, are supposed to be vaporized here at Wolf 359. That's how it's written in the history books.
History? Are you telling us you're from the future?
He is. I am, well, as I said, I exist outside the confines of the space-time continuum. That is, if I want to. My little friend here, wanted a chance to come back and save this ship from destruction. And to my great surprise, he succeeded.
So you were just pretending to be Sprint. Why? Who are...
Please. I'm trying to figure this out. As I said, I didn't expect Cadet Kalen to succeed here, and now that he has, I'm in kind of a bind.
I don't,
Of course. According to history, we disappeared from Wolf 359 at exactly 0800 hours. If we stay here alive, it corrupts the timeline. Our future, but Kalen's past.
What are you going to do?
Well, the easy thing would be to just obliterate you all, but then that wouldn't be fair now, would it? On the other hand, I do want to protect the timeline.
Are we dead?
I don't think so.
Where are we, Lieutenant?
We are still at Wolf 359, sir. The real question is, when are we? According to the navigational charts, correcting for time, we have jumped ahead more than 10 years.
It's clever. I don't understand. We disappeared from Wolf 359 exactly when history says we did. Timeline is unaffected and we're still alive. Thanks to you, Cadet. If you hadn't come back to get us, we'd be dust.
Captain, what about Quint?
Oops, I almost forgot.
Where am I? What's going on? Wait, I don't think I want to know.
Captain, I'm picking up a vessel 34 Mark 216, heading on a course for Earth. It's the Borg.
What are your orders, sir?
We're a Starfleet ship in Federation space. We may be 10 years behind the times, but I bet we know a thing or two more about the Borg than anyone else in this time. Lay in a pursuit course.
I think I'm going to enjoy getting to know you, Cadet Furlong.
Course laid in, sir.
Engage.
What is this? The first time you've used a computer? You see this? It's a cursor. Use it to click on objects on the screen. Here, click on me. You've had your chance. Good. Okay, let's try again. Well, it's about time. Where have you been? How do you expect to save the universe when you keep dashing off for a sandwich or whatever? Please, try to be more attentive. For me, Borg, an extremely powerful cybernetically enhanced species of humanoids. Planet of origin, unknown. First encountered, stardate 42761.3, when the USS Enterprise was transported deep into the Delta Quadrant during a hostile encounter with a member of the Q Continuum. Pfft, hostile indeed. Bunch of babies. Humans. Terrans. Planet of origin, Earth. Members of the Terran species have populated vast areas of the Alpha Quadrant, developing new and sometimes completely isolated planetary cultures. These various Terrans constitute a major contingent of the Federation. Humankind is admired among species of the Federation for the speed with which its Earth-native culture progressed from a pre-industrial to a warp society. Humans are also admired for their insatiable intellectual curiosity. Oh, please. Bajani, humanoid, planet of origin, Bajan. After the destruction of Bajan by a planetary cataclysm, the Bajani became a nomadic space culture for nearly 2 millennia, until the discovery of Bajan 2. For the past 300 years, the Bajani have remade the barren Bajan 2 into a near replica of their original home. The Bajani possess a unique psychophysical response, sometimes referred to as a Bajani pain trance. In the face of great pain or trauma, a Bajani compartmentalizes his mental patterns, storing most of his higher consciousness in a protected area of the Bajani brain, called the Langstrom cortex. During a period of crisis, this phenomena allows a Bajani to complete a complex physical task free from the awareness of pain or fear, and unencumbered from their so-called consciousness. The Bajani pain trance is generally induced by a natural production of adrenaline in response to some physical trauma. This condition may be prevented or reversed by the introduction of an adrenaline block into the Bajani system. Vulcan. Oh, please. Everybody knows about Vulcans. Dull, 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 logical, unemotional, cousins to the Romulans. And I hope you're not going to ask me to tell you about them, because I won't. Ah! Klingons. Planet of origin known by many names. Officially referred to by the Klingon High Command merely as the Klingon home world. Humanoid warrior species of great physical strength with a complex culture of rituals and ranking. Once considered a major threat to the Federation, presently, at least in this present, an uneasy and tenuous alliance exists between the Klingon Empire and the Federation. The driving force of the Klingon culture is honor, making them a species which is both feared and respected throughout the galaxy. Q, member of the Q Continuum, omnipotent, immortal, and an all-around swell guy, capable of being and doing, well, pretty much whatever I want. It's good to be a Q. Lieutenant Ralph Furlong, human, Academy Class of 51, stationed aboard the USS Righteous, stardate 40559. As a cadet, he was the recipient of the Federation Medal of Valor for his part in the rescue of hostages during a Cardassian raid on a Starfleet outpost, stardate 42029. Ensign Anastasia Targus, human, Academy Class of 51, currently stationed aboard the USS Righteous. Targus received medical discharge as per Section Alpha 8. That means she was nuts. Stardate 42112, when judged mentally unfit as a result of her capture and torture experience at the hands of the Cardassian Obsidian Order. Ooh, that sounds painful. Reinstated after a year and a half of enforced medical leave, stardate 43616, due to vociferous petitioning by Lieutenant Ralph Furlong and Lieutenant Chorus Sprint. Rescued hostages who had been subjected to neurostimulation torture were left profoundly addicted to the Cardassian style of neurostimulation. Treatment for neural addiction involves an implant which is wired directly into the addict's neural circuit, feeding him or her a constant stream of data, a kind of white noise which blocks the craving. After many months of diminishing treatment levels, the craving is gone, and the subject can return to a normal life. Interruption of the treatment in any manner, however, can set back the person's recovery almost instantly. Lieutenant Commander Bennington Ben Baraka, human, Starfleet Medical Class of 47, ship's counselor for the USS Righteous. In addition, holds qualifying ratings in 4 command line positions: security, ops, navigation, and tactical. Counselor Baraka was part of the medical team which developed the successful treatment for the hostages from the Cardassian raids of 65, who had been subjected to neural stim torture. Winner of a silver medal in low-gravity equestrian jumping at the Federation Olympics. Stardate 37082. Dr. Thaddeus Quint, human, Starfleet Medical Class of 49, Chief Medical Officer of the USS Righteous. Personnel file contains numerous personal letters of commendation, mixed with a significant number of incidents of crew conflict. Lieutenant Chorus Sprint, Bajani, Academy Class of 51, stationed aboard the USS Righteous, Stardate 40955, Security Specialist, Weapons Rating 5, recipient of the Federation Ribbon of Merit with Cluster, Red Cordon, and the Norkin Alliance Crystal Button for unparalleled bravery and innovation for his actions in the rescue of the hostages during the Cardassian raids of 2365. To help you out on your little mission, I've given you all of Sprint's personal memories and some of his professional ones. So although you may remember things like that silly secret handshake you and Targus and Furlong do, you may need help on serious matters of security. Check your tricorder often, Cadet. Remember, you're replacing a lieutenant. Consider yourself semi-assimilated into the role. During the raids by Cardassians in 2365, there were unconfirmed reports of the torture of captured Federation citizens. At a skirmish near Tanake, Lieutenant Chorus Sprint led a small band of Federation soldiers onto a Cardassian vessel, personally rescuing 15 hostages, including then Lieutenant Targus. Captain Nikolai Andropov, human of Greca Colony, Academy Class of 40, first Greca colonist to graduate from Starfleet Academy, stationed aboard USS Righteous as first officer, Stardate 35777. Field promotion to captain, Stardate 36533, by Admiral Santana. During the conflict at Kikiri 2, accomplished Sunni sound manipulator player. Ensign Mercurius Singletary. Huh. That's a lot of name. Wonder what his parents were thinking. Human, Academy Class of 66. My, fresh out of school. Assigned to the USS Righteous, Stardate 43996. Still awaiting transfer of records. Computer interface. Direct interface input-output port for the USS Righteous main computer. Considered much more effective for analysis than a simple tricorder interface. A Borg, member of the cyborg species. Borg, part cybernetic, part biological. See Borg. Another Borg. Another Borg. It's a Borg, all right. Another Borg. A Borg is a Borg is a Borg. Seen one, seen them all. Got it? Reconfigurable bridge console. At present, configured for ship's operations, ops. keeping track of such critical areas as life support, hull integrity, damage, and casualty reports. Captain's chair, central bridge position, reserved for the commanding bridge officer, usually the captain. Don't sit there. Standard medical tricorder, capable of analyzing medical data for over 300 species. Conglomerate database allows for 40 to 50% accuracy in diagnosing and treating injury and disease in unknown species. Turbolift manual interface. Federation turbolifts are capable of processing verbal commands in over 13,000 languages. For those species unable to interact verbally, and during ship emergencies, a turbolift destination code can be manually relayed into the turbolift computer via the interface. For a list of turbolift destination codes, see the ship schematic. Sophisticated information storage and processing device used aboard Starfleet vessels. Composed of linear memory crystal material, the isolinear chip came into general use around 2349. Oh, forget it. People make such a big deal about technology. Computer core console. One of 4 major control points throughout the Righteous for routing and controlling information relay paths. Controls all ship input-output ports and interfaces with the main computer core. Non-standard technological implant. Borg in origin. Energy source unknown. Readings indicate potentially fatal levels of neuro-generated energy. Wah, wah. Danger. Warning. Leave it alone. Melded alloy cutting tool. Used to dislodge or detach 2 objects composed of alloys of unequal tensor. Designed to separate the 2 objects with a minimum of damage to either surface. Based on a surgical device which was invented to dislodge skin adhesions from frozen titanium tanks. Portable interfacing device. Used to enhance Federation Tricorder's ability to interface with devices of unknown origin. Used as a buffer with potentially dangerous technology. Standard Federation Tricorder. Pretty good at input storage, retrieval, and analysis of information on a banal level, but with none of the unique cosmic qualities of the one I gave you. Reconfigurable bridge station. At present, configured for internal sensor scans. Jeffries tube, conduit routing circuitry. I hope somebody knows what that means, because I don't. Standard Federation display. Ops. Jeffries tube panel allows access into smaller and less maneuverable Jeffries tubes. Jeffries tube to corridor access. No, wait, it's a Borg. No, it's a Q. No, it's both. Or is it? Cybernetic elements, but totally lacking in any superfluous biological components. Cybernetic arm element of Borg physiology. Syringe and assimilation attachment for expediting cybernetic to biological connection. Modular, replaceable as needed. Partially assimilated Borg. Biological elements, human. Formerly those of Lieutenant Ralph Furlong. Cybernetic arm element of Borg physiology. Borg weapon attachment. Modular, replaceable as needed. Don't you recognize it? It's your hand. A Borg's hand. Reconfigurable bridge console. Presently configured as navigation, determining and setting course, position relative to space and time. Reconfigurable bridge console. Presently configured as tactical, keeping track of all weapon systems, internal and external shielding, and planning all computer-controlled battle maneuvers. Bulkheads. Bulkheads? Do you know what bulkheads are? Walls. Walls on ships. They could just call them that, but no, they have to make up some fancy nautical name. Humans, you just love complicating things. Turbolift. Intra-ship transport. The turbolift system runs throughout the entire ship, making all major areas accessible within seconds. Dr. Thaddeus Quint, human, Starfleet Medical Class of 49, Chief Medical Officer of the USS Righteous, considered one of the best multi-species diagnosticians in Starfleet. Personnel file contains numerous personal letters of commendation, mixed with a significant number of incidents of crew conflict. Yes, he does look like me. All right, he is me, but in a way, he's still Quint, too. Things can't always be so literal, you know. Borg Designator Interface Circuit. The central cybernetic element of all Borg. The circuit contains each Borg unit's identification labels and any information not yet uploaded to the collective. If a circuit is removed, the Borg's self-destruct process is initiated and all remaining biological and cybernetic components are vaporized. Yuck. Messy. Computer interface. Direct input port. Allows direct, unbuffered access to the computer analytical core. Emergency med kit. Contains several high-tech medical instruments, including an experimental programmable hypospray, plus several of the most basic needs associated with emergency medical situations. That means bandages, disinfectants, etc. Barbaric stuff, really. You better just hope you'll never need it. Borg technology, console, access into the Borg collective information. The console can be interfaced via a direct Borg link. You'll be learning more about that. Or standard manual manipulation. You know, pushing buttons, turning knobs, that sort of thing. Borg linkages. All systems are linked through these conduits. In addition, all systems are linked through numerous backup connections. It's Borg. I know that much. Could be anything. Manual interface with Borg collective knowledge. Encryption codes needed to bypass security and recognition levels. Borg status readouts. A constant flow of ship and system ops. Boring stuff, really. Only a Borg would be interested. Yes, I agree. Does look suspect, doesn't it? Innocent, though. Borg are capable of interfacing directly with one another, sharing and downloading any data acquired when out of the collective's range. Borg Designator Interface Circuit. The central cybernetic element of all Borg. The circuit contains each Borg unit's identification labels and any information not yet uploaded to the collective. If a circuit is removed, the Borg's self-destruct process is initiated and all remaining biological and cybernetic components are vaporized. Except now, it's kind of fried. Partially assimilated Borg. Biological elements, human. Formerly those of Ensign Anastasia Targus. Cardassians. Humanoid race that has been involved in a bitter, extended conflict with the United Federation of Planets. An uneasy truce between the two adversaries was finally reached in 2366. Sound like the Klingons, but far more devious. During a rash of raids by Cardassians on non-military outposts and settlements in 2365, numerous Federation civilians and cadets were captured by the Cardassians. The hostages were often subjected to neurostimulation torture. The stimulation, pleasurable in the extreme, was also profoundly addictive. Once a prisoner was neurologically dependent, stimulation was withheld until the Cardassians got the information they wanted. Pleasant lot, those Cardassians. Security console, reconfigurable bridge panel. Though bridge stations traditionally follow a set pattern, this pattern is neither required by Federation protocol, nor is it hard designed into the bridge layout. All bridge consoles can be easily configured to control any of a number of bridge functions, allowing the captain, in consultation with his engineers, to design his bridge to his personal or species preference. To reconfigure a panel, an understanding of the function of the four main nodules is critical. Or you could end up dead. Nodule 1, the delimiter, carries a signal charge. It is always live, unless deactivated by engineering. Careful, the charge is painful. It won't kill you, but it'll hurt. Nodule 2, the power nodule, is the source of power for all bridge stations. It is always live, unless deactivated by engineering. Careful, this one won't hurt. It'll just make you very dead. Nodule 3, assignable nodule. This is one of the several nodules used to define console functions. In this example, the nodule defines the console as a security console only. To control tactical in addition to security, the nodule must be removed. Careful, though. It's hot, live, energized. Not enough juice to kill you, but enough to make you wish you were dead. To turn off the feed, remove. Nodule 4, the conduit. First, then remove Nodule 3. Replace Nodule 4, et voila! Now, you're cooking with replicators. Medical hypospray, experimental model, programmable, uses baseline replicator technology, capable of delivering up to 200 different non-zero biological catalysts. Programmable settings. Human adrenaline. Human adrenaline block. Bajani adrenaline. Bajani adrenaline block. Level 1 humanoid neural block. Paralytic. Safe for humanoids with neural resistance of 4 or less. Humans, Bajani, Bajorans, etc. Level 2 humanoid neural block. Paralytic. Safe for humanoids with neural resistance of 8 or less. Cardassians, Vulcans, Klingons, etc. Level 3 humanoid neural block. Paralytic. Safe for humanoids with neural resistance of 15 or less. Capable of stopping a Palakan rhino in its tracks. Deadly to most known humanoid species, except a few. Standard Federation handheld phaser. Power setting range from stun to metallurgical. For use as high-powered cutting tool and from narrow beam to wide beam. Federation phasers are normally adjusted to a standard EM band setting. However, frequencies can be retuned to raise or lower the EM band setting when necessary, such as during plasma disruptions in high tachyon particle fields, or any other such environmental conditions which disrupt normal phaser functions. USS Righteous schematic. A general visual overview of the USS Righteous. Key areas such as bridge, crew quarters, engineering, computer core control are highlighted. More information is available on all areas, including turbolift designation codes. Bioneural implant. Therapeutic. Integrated directly into the patient's neural system. The neural implant is used in a variety of neural treatment programs. Ensign Targus's implant is designed to transmit a continuous feed of neural data into the neural system to block out the craving developed during her experience as a prisoner of the Cardassians. Lieutenant Io Galena Shoreham, human, Academy Class of 72, personnel officer aboard the USS Cheyenne. Cadet Pietro Exta, Academy Class of 77, temporary assignment aboard the USS Cheyenne. Cadet Cygnus Terra, Academy Class of 77, temporary assignment aboard the USS Cheyenne. Cadet Sarita Tashiru, Academy Class of 77, temporary assignment aboard the USS Cheyenne. Cadet Apollina Demetris, Academy Class of 77, temporary assignment aboard the USS Cheyenne. Ensign Bright, human, bridge officer, USS Righteous. Service record indicates an excellent candidate for command line. Lieutenant Junior Grade Peter Mantray, engineering, due to transfer to Deep Space 12 to lead the engineering team. And Ensign Argus Milanus, human, munitions expert. Ensign Kelsey Barnett, life support design technician. Lieutenant Roe Alpha Timon, human, twin, engineering, sibling transfer, awaiting records. Lieutenant Roe Beta Timon, human, twin, engineering, sibling transfer, awaiting records. Ensign Daniel Dana, human, bridge officer. Lieutenant Junior Grade Carl Wintergreen, Engineering, Ops Management Specialist.